Today, we are going to be playing a new game that has honestly been on my list for, I don't know, quite a few years, um, called Superbrothers Sword and Sworcery. That's Sorcery with a W, EP. It's been on my list for a long time. I've had it. I just haven't gotten around to it. And then the other day, I saw a game designer that I respect a lot, talking about how this game sort of kicked off their making video games. And I went, you know what? That's all the encouragement I need. We're going to play this game. So I don't know much of anything about this game, frankly, other than it is a point and clicky type game with a focus on music. And that's pretty much it. So let's boot the game open and talk about what we see. We can hear the game. We can see the game. Here we are, Superbrothers, Sword and Sworcery EP with songs and sounds by Jim Guthrie. That's probably a name that other people who aren't me recognize. I do not. What can we see? We have a fun logo here. Done in this sort of medievally black letter vibe, which sells a high fantasy experience, but that is immediately contrasted with a couple things. We have a much more squared off sans serif here. We have, and maybe I use my hands instead of the tiny ass mouse pointer. We have this Superbrothers, where am I pointing? Superbrothers logo, which I believe Superbrothers is technically the studio name. Jim Guthrie is Canadian, that's why you know him, Kiana. Incredible. This, here we go. This, I believe, is technically the studio name, but obviously it's done in the style of the Nintendo logo. And there is sort of a Super Mario Bros. Vibe to the title. Not the visual design, but the construction, the grammatical construction of the title is reminiscent of Super Mario Brothers games. And I assume that's what they're pulling from. We have a record here in the middle, a vinyl, if you will, and an extremely minimal menu. We have very little here. We have a play button here, which is constructed like a play button for music, and I believe, as someone who has never used a record player, is in a similar location to where one might expect the controls on a record player. And then all the way over here, we have the controls for the game itself. This pulls out a settings menu. You click on it. I know this because I had to open the game long enough to adjust the volume. The settings themselves are very minimal. This is it. This is all you get. Volume, full screen yes or no, and your resolution. And you can clear your game data. And then there is a button here for exiting the game. And an info button.
How's it going? Want a jam? Good. Let's rock.
Pressing the info button brings you here. And then back to the menu, I guess. Wild. I am so thrown. Obviously, this is a game centered on music. Anytime you have a game, or really any work that has a subtitle that calls out a specific aspect of the craft. So in this case, with Songs and Sounds by Jim Guthrie, consider like a Elden Ring's stating that it has a world co-written by George R. R. Martin, or if a game were to call out art by a specific artist, these things tell us partially what the game is about. It tells us what's important to the game in a way that it normally wouldn't be with other games. So I'm expecting a music-centered experience. But beyond that, I have very little to say. This very almost mobile game UI. It's giving iOS a little bit like 2010s Apple Store mobile game. Or even if you were to go further back than that, Flash games. Interestingly, oh. If you click and hold, the music stops. You can click and hold to start it back up. Interesting. All right, let's press play and see what happens. Interesting. Ladies and gentlemen, how's about you press these two little Sylvan sprites so I can get a feel for your stereo sound system? Okay. Since our prior experiment in 2011, social networks have proven to be catastrophic for society. God damn, did that only end up being more true. This time we encourage isolation and regretful reflection. Well, unfortunately I am streaming this to an audience. I will do my best to adhere to the intended experience. You'll find this first S&S EP session to be fairly straightforward. It typically only requires 15 to 30 minutes to complete. Ready to begin? Press play and let's go. This has rotated. I have a sword, and a shield, and a dog. Look, listen. Tip tap. Okay. Can I pet the dog? What's this? Intriguing. So this pulls down our menu. We can move the camera with WASD. Can we move our character? No. We can move our character by clicking and holding. Okay, right-clicking zooms in. Okay, right-clicking on our guy zooms in and reveals that we have a sword. Oh. I'm sorry, I did not mean to sword the dog. What happens if we go here and do that? Okay, so this gives us our action menu, essentially. Interesting. Sheep. I guess I could sword the sheep, but I kind of don't want to. Ooh. Tip tap. Click multiple times, okay. Far from the war-ravaged steppes of Scythia, we met a dark-haired girl in a sunlit meadow. Give me just a moment to move the camera. I think we'll want to be maybe down here. Tuck away up here. I think that's good. Okay. To the mountain folk of the Caucasus, she was known as Samai, and she seemed nice. Okay, so double click is tip tap. Can I tip tap the dog? I can. Bark, 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 bark. The dog has opinions. I do not want to go that way. Okay, let's tip tap this. In the meadow, there was an immovable iron gate blocking a cavernous cave. We spied a few worthless sheep lazing around in the meadow. Worthless? Okay, dog clearly wants us to go somewhere. Boom. Whoa! We can zoom in and out. Okay. Press and swipe to look around. Okay. So we can look around with WASD or with click and drag. I'm going to be using the keyboard, I think, for that. I examine this. We spied a solidly built water well with a broad wooden roof. What about the sign? Home is where the hearth is. We spied a sturdy stone hut with a roof of thatch that stood beside a deep water pond. Describe this bush to me, please. Okay. Let's tip-tap this guy. The wood-chopping woodsman chopped wood. To the mountain folk of the Caucasus, he was known as Logfella, and he seemed cool. Logfella knew all about our woeful errand, and he agreed to lead us up the old road. Still, we definitely got the feeling that he wasn't super jazzed about this. At the dog. Not jazzed, maybe Logfella's a rock fella? Boo. Bad joke. We spied a curious-looking nest box, now home to a wretched hive. Ooh. Can I go down here? It's over here. I'm exploring. This doesn't seem to be anything. Okay. Hurry. Go. Go faster. We have 1 speed. Alright, what do you gotta say, Logfella? The woodsman confirmed 100% that he had the only key to the locked door in the stone wall. It was a really nice looking key. We were totally ready to just press and hold on the path ahead to move it, move it, move it. I want to read this.
Hey.
Scythia, Chimeria, Assyria, and Persia. These are all kingdoms of men. Mingi Ta is the kingdom of the cloud.
Hey.
Okay. Whoa. Oh, sword time. The woodsman had seen some kind of creepy monster thing, and he figured he'd just let us handle it. By the side of the old road, there was a stone carved with a pair of glyphs in the shape of a sword and shield. Alright, well, I'll double-click you and hope that that does it. Fight? So, right-click. Whoa. Okay, so the stars on the left are our health. How do I deal damage to this thing? Okay. Oh. Goodbye. Neat. I will admit, the music is fun. Yeah, I can't click on the moon. They are making sure I see it. We spied a weathered-looking nest box that looked kind of like a face in a creepy way. It does! Hello. We spied a solitary grave at the edge of the perilous precipice, and we wondered what was up with that. I like the mix of more heightened language and conversational tone. At the edge of the perilous precipice stood a stone carved with the glyph of a skyward sword beneath the colors of a rainbow. We Scythians loathe rainbows. The perilous precipice was a huge rock-hewn sculpture of a familiar-looking head with mouth agape. Familiar-looking, huh? To one side of the perilous precipice stood a wondrous dolmen thing that sheltered two comfortable-looking stone seats. Makes it feel like a real world in the sense that some things just are the way they are. Yeah, it's a good point, Kiana.
Been sitting here trying to think of something to say. Feels a little awkward. Huh?
The woodsman known as Logfella had chosen to chill out beneath a stone shelter near the perilous precipice. Logfella seemed to know all about the loathsome rainbow and the nearby glyph depicting the skyward sword. Yet Logfella offered zero help about what to do next, which kind of rubbed us the wrong way if we're being totally honest. Hold on. That's the fight menu. Can I walk over here and then... Hold on. How do I get you to walk? Can I hold the sword up? Okay, maybe I hold the sword up over by the rock. Oh, Nat. Sword! Yeah, there we go. That's it? Did we do it? Oh, something's happening. Oh shit. Oh, that's gross. I don't like that. The fucking sound effects. We had bridged the chasm and we felt super smart. We told Longfellow that we sought a burdensome book of sinister Sworcery known as the Megatome. The Megatome lurked somewhere in the haunted darkness beyond the perilous precipice beneath Mingy Paw. We resolved to go get the Megatome, then get out alive. No, I wanted to click on Longfellow. Okay, now we're going. Onward we go! Into the maw. Press and hold to move. Are my pals coming? Or... I'm in here alone now. Not really what I was looking for. Are you coming with, or what? Hey, bud. The woodsman known as Longfellow was just going to wait here for us to return with the Megatome. Okay, fine. Goodbye. This is probably fine, right? Right? Oh. I was not anticipating that. Astride a rickety bridge stood a grim pole, creepily adorned with an antlered skull. Walking into a giant statue's mouth via its fleshy tongue seems an entirely safe endeavor. We have different ideas. Trespass. We have different ideas of safe. Interesting. Oh. Triforce, is that you? Above the rock-cut entrance to the mountain temple, we spied a pictographic representation of the Trigon Trifecta. This also looks like a face. I'm here for your Sworcery. I've seen this statue. In a subterranean corridor, we spied an ominous statue, but we didn't worry too much about it. Okay. That's probably fine. Three doors. Maybe we can go through all of them? Deep within the mountain temple, above a tall passageway, we spied three strange triangular shapes. Okay, these connect to each other. Middle door. This a way to go? Is this the thing to look at? No. This is a way to go. Okay. Oh. Oh boy, we're gonna get lost. Okay. I'm gonna stay in the middle for now. Oh. Sorry. Fixed. Oh! Hello? This looks cool. It's probably fine, right? We found the megatome clasped in 2 bone hands, and we felt our sword stir in its sheath. We spied a pictographic representation of the Trigon trifecta in the darkness beneath Migita. Yeah, this game is definitely, it's pulling from a lot of different places. We spied an antlered skull floating in the darkness beneath. Okay, so I'm assuming there are 7 things we need to do, like locks, to unlock in order to get access to the megatome. This was a mobile game first, and then it came to PC after. That makes a lot of sense. The control scheme certainly feels like it. But yeah, if any of you are familiar with the developer Bombs Fall, who's one of the people that made Night in the Woods, which is a fantastic game. Bombsfall recently posted, okay, so this loops around, interesting. Bombsfall recently posted that this is the game that got them to make games. So, yeah. I think yesterday posted about it on Blue Sky, because it is, if you're watching this live, it is on sale on Steam for very, very cheap. Huh. Okay, so there's a gate we can't get past. Unclear to me what we are meant to do here. Also, these spaces do not link together in ways that make sense. Maybe I go sword this guy, actually. To get the tome of Sworcery. Try that. Possibly even just holding the sword aloft. Yeah. We felt our sword stir in its sheath. Duh. Wah. Chwa. Heh. Go. Megatome acquired. Uh-oh. Oh! Oh, it's a guy! Time to run. I ain't dealing with that. No, thank you. Goodbye. Oh, that's creepy. Fucking yikes. This is probably fine. Okay, we're fighting. What did I do? Okay. Okay. Really quick, I'm going to move my camera there. Ow, I took some damage. My bad. Okay. Sick. Let's continue running away. When do we get to do the Sworcery? Back into the creepy mouth we go. Flee with extra flee. There's an exit down here somewhere. There we go. Get out. We did it. Hi, log fella. Anything exciting happen over here?
Hey.
Not ideal. We had retrieved the megatome, and Logfellow was 100% ready to move it to the safety of his lodgings. We sensed a gathering thunderstorm, and yet a little song began in our heart. I like how almost storybook it is, right? It's like reading a fairy tale. Another jam. Whoa. Hell yeah. It's okay, you for sure have the only key, so once we're through here, we're safe. I just noticed these guys have 3 eyes. It's a very abrupt end. Hey. Oh, I guess I could have talked to you, probably. Oh, there's another person in here. Oh, the shepherd? Record. We got the megatome, and we are the smartest. So you've awoken the deathless specter who slumbered in the darkness beneath Mingi Ta. Yikes! I'm getting like, oh, fuck, what's that show called? This is embarrassing that I cannot remember the title of the show. Weird stuff, episodic. show. It's got that episode about the guy who's the last guy in the world with a massive library and then he loses his glasses. The Twilight Zone, Jesus Christ. Consequently, a sinister thunderstorm looms and the lovely people who live in the stone hut are a little heartbroken. The upshot is that you got the burdensome book known as the Megatome. In our next session, we'll discuss its strange purpose. Our research shows that prolonged exposure to the mythopoetic psychocosmology of SS&S EP can have adverse side effects. So now that you've completed session 1, how's about we take a little break? I'll be right here when you're ready for session 2. And it kicks us back to the menu. %. Very interesting. Yeah, and this now is like the read head on a record player. Very fun. I want to be able to, yeah. Let me do like record scratches. Yeah. I think we just carry straight on. Oh, hello. Superbrothers, Sword and Sworcery EP. It's lovely to see you again. Are you ready to begin session 2 of SS&S EP? Okay, so where were we? Oh, right. Now I remember. You got a burdensome book known as the Megatome. You woke the deathless specter who still lurks in the darkness beneath Mingita. What a creep, am I right? It is a time of woe. A sinister thunderstorm has clouded the skies, and the lovely people who live in the hut are miserable. Silencing the storm will require some familiarity with psionics, cryptozoology, and miracles. 1. A Sworcerer's touch will unseal the Megatome, revealing the unspoken thoughts of living creatures and other esoteric material. 2. Strange sylvan sprites, Sworces of Sworcery, slumber in ponds, woods, and meadows. Seek their subtle, sonorous spumes. 3. A Sworcerer who can locate, summon, and tame the cosmic geometry of the Golden Trigon will possess the ability to work miracles. Confused? Excellent. Keep calm and carry on. Sworces of Sworcery? Oh, whoa. We're here now. Okay. We have full health again. And the tome. Can't do anything with the tome yet. So I think now we are looking for sprites. What were they called? The Sworces of Sworcery? Question is, do we go back up the mountain? I think the answer, right now at least, is no. Let's go in the hut. Hello. The woodsman known as Logfella had given up on his wood chopping due to the sinister storm. Logfella reminded us of how the storm rolled in pretty much right after we had retrieved the Megatome from beneath Mingita. Was Logfella not so subtly suggesting that maybe we ought to try to do something to lift the storm? Pet the dog? Yeah. The dark-haired girl known as Samai was feeling the woe. Ever since the storm began, Samai had seen the sonorous spumes of sylvan sprites who slumbered in the woods nearby. She wondered if maybe the three Sylvan sprites could help lift the storm. She asked us to investigate the sonorous spume bubbling out of the deep water pond outside the hut. Samai spoke of a sprite in a meadow nearby, and yet another sprite in the nest box that was home to 3 rain-soaked songbirds. Samai told us to seek the sonorous spumes of these 3 Sylvan sprites and send them skyward with the song of Sworcery. Ooh, that's a lot of S's. Oh, what up, dude? What you doing here, Rod Starling? It is time to learn the Song of Sworcery, a consciousness expansion technique that reveals a mystical musical dimension. Keep calm and follow my directions to summon the Sylvan sprite that softly slumbers in the cool waters of the deep water pond. The spumes. The sonorous spumes of the Sylvan sprites. Okay. I see. We have sent it skyward. We sang a song of Sworcery and summoned a slumbering Sylvan sprite from the cool waters of a deep water pond. So strange. This game is incredible. I already liked it at the start, and it is only growing on me with time. Oh, hello. Very nicely done. You've learned the Song of Sworcery, and now the unfathomable power of the Megatome is yours. The Megatome intercepts linguistic thought transmissions, and it contains everything you'll need to complete your woeful errand. I'm thinking about something right this moment. Why not open the Megatome and look for me to find out what's on my mind? Look for a white triangle in the top right. Press it, and then equip the Megatome to reveal what is hidden. Whoa, Dark Moon in 4 days. The archetype. As you can see, the Megatome gathers and collects linguistic thought transmissions. Scroll down to see what I was thinking before. Sing a song of Sworcery at any time. Press and hold. Okay, I'm going all the way down to the bottom. Let's talk about the set and setting for a positive experience with the highly psychoactive Superbrothers Sword and Sworcery EP. Set refers to the mental state and personality structure you begin to the experience, thoughts, moods, and/or expectations. We have found that a relaxed, curious individual is more likely to have a pleasant experience with SS and SEP. Setting includes the comfort, security, and warmth of the room or outdoor environment where the experience will occur. The second aspect of setting is the cultural, prevailing notions of reality and normalcy. We will avoid this discussion for now. SS and SEP does not produce the transcendent experience. It is merely intended to free the nervous system of ordinary patterns. The expanded consciousness, the untapped and limitless potential of the mind, is what we at Superbrothers refer to as Sworcery. The Song of Sworcery can be understood as a psionics technique, and it allows you to perceive a reality within the one that you know. To stop the Song of Sworcery at any time, simply double-click the Sworcery aura that surrounds the Scythian. Once you've begun to sing a Song of Sworcery, press and hold on the Sworcery aura and swipe to look around. Sing of Sworcery. At any time, press and hold upon the Scythian for a moment or two and observe the gathering Sworcery aura. Cool. It's fun how they're, like, mixing design thinking with the set dressing of the game. Interesting choice. The Scythian. We just woke... We start here and then work down, or we start from the bottom and work up? start from the top and work down and see how that works. So this is the megatome? Is it absorbing linguistic thought transmissions? Am I reading my thoughts as I'm thinking them? Are my thoughts arranged chronologically in the order I thought them? So this must be what I was thinking a few seconds ago. Wait, why am I referring to myself in the first person? I thought our story was told in second person. With a ceaseless storm overhead, we have learned to sing a song of Sworcery and summon a slumbering sylvan sprite. We just woke a sylvan sprite from a deep water pond fringed with lilies beside a stone hut. We're not sure what that means. Log fella. Okay. Samai. Dog fella! The dog is called Dog fella. Oh, that's incredible. Let's go back inside and maybe we'll absorb some thoughts. Or actually, hold on. Come over to the dog. Can I get some thoughts from you, dog? Damn. Okay. Then I don't think we're going to get thoughts from the others either. At this point in time, anyway. Onward! I hear the sonorous spume of the sylvan sprite. And there it is. The Song of Sworcery. Tip tap. Okay, maybe we need to go over here first. Also, what's this? We spied an oddly shaped stick overlooking the meadow. To the funky mushroom. I think we ate the mushroom. That's probably fine. We spied a thingamajig above the iron gate. So my understanding is we're supposed to do the Song of Sworcery. Then there will be things for us to guide to the spumes. But I am not seeing anything for us to guide to the spumes. We'll come back to this one. Right, this is where we started, I think. Anything happen when we do the sword here? No. Great. Huh. Does Scythian have anything to say about this? We spied a thingamajig over the stone gate. We spied an oddly shaped stick overlooking the meadow. We spied an angry bird sculpture looming above the meadow. So we did. Okay, we'll come back to this one. Maybe there's something else we have to do in the world first. Where is the hut, the hive thing? Over here? You know what, let's talk to Samai again. Dark-haired girl knows the mind has a feeling of woe. Yes. Sonorous spume bubbling outside the hut. Another sprite in the nest box that was home to 3 rain-soaked songbirds. Let's just seek the sonorous spumes of the 3 sylvan sprites. In the woods nearby. Deepwater pond. In a meadow. And in a nest box. Okay. Do anything new? Okay, what about this? Inside the hut, we spied a little round something or other above the hearth. Love a something or other. Anything new? Okay. Got like a conversation log. All right. To the nest box then. Which I think is just around the corner here. Yes. I see. You need to click on the birds. There we go. Here's our sonorous sprite. Our sylvan sprite, mind you. We just woke a slumbering sylvan sprite from a curious nest box, surrounded by 3 rain-soaked songbirds. Okay, so each one is gonna have its own, its own little puzzle. Hello, who are you? Pardon me? Who was that? Huh. Are they in the hut? Was that Samai? Alright, nothing new to say. Maybe we check the book. The book has new things. I kind of wish I knew more about the Scythians' compelling and epic backstory, because I bet it would make sense of everything. Still, there's something strange about how the Scythian behaved, almost as if she was being controlled by an unseen force. Me, the player. Uh-oh. They're on to us. Yeah, I do enjoy the way the game is playing around with the fourth wall. Interesting. Okay. So I assume then for this one we're going to have to like guide the sheep. That's my guess. Got to do something with the sheep. Hmm. Do I just click the sheep? No. Okay, I think it's because we're in the way. I think we're accidentally canceling the song instead of... Damn it. Okay, let's do it from over here. How about now? Okay, is there a specific order? Am I just doing it too fast? No. It's a specific order. We got there. We just woke a slumbering sylvan sprite from the rich earth of the meadow containing 4 pairs of worthless sheep. Bark, bark. Dog. Is it time to go back? Oh, just double clicking the dog auto walk me behind the dog? Hi, Samai. Sheep aren't worthless. You're right, Kiana. But the Scythian sure hates them. Samai stood sheltered from the rain beneath the broad wooden roof of the well. She had left the comfort of the hearth in the hut because apparently Logfellow was freaking out about something or other. Uh-oh. What are you freaking out about?
Hey.
Hey. The woeful woodsman known as Logfellow was totally freaking out about something. Apparently Logfellow had lost the key to the locked door in the stone wall that blocked the old road from Mingitaw. We were like, groan, not another fetch quest, am I right? Logfellow told us he had been sitting right there by the fire when he had fallen into a deep sleep. Logfellow said he thought he had lost the key in the twilight realm of dreams. What the fuck? We had heard about the strange dreams of the dark-haired mountain folk of the Caucasus, so this made perfect sense to us. Logfellow invited us to warm our boots by the fire and dream along with him. Sure thing, bud. Oh, lots more. Seek a warm hearth and allow sleep to come to discover the threshold of liminality. The threshold of liminality is a space in between wakefulness and dreams, where directed thought is impossible. We think of wakefulness and the mythopoetic psychocosmology of dreams as separate states. However, they interoperate in curious ways. Bark, 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 bark. Bark, sniff, bark. Sometimes I grow weary of barking all the time. But a dog's gotta do what a dog's gotta do what a dog's gotta do. Bark, bark, bark. Bark, 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 bark. Oh, dog fella, the dog that you are. I've seen the Scythians sing a song of Sworcery and send 3 sylvan sprites skyward. I wonder if they will help soothe the storm. Whoa, Logfella is freaking out about something. What's up? I'll just head outside and leave him be for a bit. Oh, nuts. Where's my key gone? I'm so upset and ashamed, so now I'm totally freaking out. Oh, whoa. I wish it wasn't raining outside. I wish my boots weren't so wet. I wish I could go back to my wood chopping. All right, to the realm of dreams, I suppose.